What is up, broke folk? So, I'm out back here surveying for my garden, seeing what space I have to make available for all the new seeds and seedlings that I've got started. So let's go inside here and I'm gonna show you how I actually got those started. Okay, welcome back to Broke Urban Farmer channel, everybody. I'm Scotty, and as you just saw, I was just out back and I was so excited planning and prepping for a new garden space for all of my new seedlings that I'm starting by seed this year. And this is my first year actually starting everything that I'm planting from seed. So it's a big undertaking. I'm a little underprepared, but I've learned so much. And recently, with the current events going on, I've started getting a lot of questions from friends and family and viewers, even emailing, texting, and commenting on videos asking me how to start seeds, because in such uncertain times, food security is so important. So I just wanted to real quick touch base and show you what I do and how I started seeds this year. And I'm here to tell you I'm no expert. I had to ask a few questions getting started as well, and I'm still learning, but I am more than happy to share with what I have so far. So back behind me, you can see I've got red Solo cups, I've got some trays, I've got some Dollar Tree planters here, and then back here on this shelf, I've got some more seed trays and planters and stuff back there. So it's not a big fancy setup. The shelf was a throwaway shelf that we just happened to have, and I brought it back in and I cleaned it up and I'm using it. And that was part of a closet organization system that we no longer needed or used. So I was able to use those wire racks for that. So with all that kind of being said, let's kind of jump in and kind of explain to you my reasoning for starting seeds and how I did so. Okay, so why did I want to start seeds? I wanted to start seeds because it is a cost-effective method to growing your food. So buying seedlings and plants, depending on where you go, they can be $1 to $5 per plant, and that can add up really quickly. Last year I lucked out and I waited and I waited and I waited, and then I bought them when they put them on sale because they weren't selling. That did not end up working out the best for me, and I didn't get as much of a harvest as I had hoped. So I don't recommend doing that. So that is why this year I transitioned to starting seeds. Also, Indiana, where I live, the weather is so unpredictable. You never know when you're going to have a late frost or in the spring, or if you're going to have when you're going to have an early frost in the fall. So it's important for me to get some of those long maturing plants in the soil and started indoors, so they have the time it takes to start growing. Some of the things I planted, like pumpkins and squash and stuff like that, have 100+ day maturity, and Indiana only has 144 days roughly of a growing season. So it's important to keep those things in mind, and I knew that last year I was unsuccessful with some of those long-term, long season plants, so I needed to get started by seed this year. So that's why I decided to start by seed. Now that we've made the choice to start seeds, I'm gonna show you how to actually do it. So you need 5 things, in my opinion, to get started. You're going to need a container to plant them in. You're going to need soil. You're obviously going to need seeds, a way to water them, and some form of light. So with those 5 things, you will be successful in growing your own seeds into food. Number 1, a container to grow your seeds in. So as you can see, I have red Solo cups. This is a Dollar Tree planter. And then down here, I have some recycled seed starting trays that I bought, or that I saved from plants that I bought last year. So it does not need to be an expensive endeavor for you to have a container to grow your seeds in. So I've got lettuce started in here, I've got strawberries in here, I've got peppers and tomatoes down here. And all of these containers were inexpensive and affordable for me to start using. You can save a McDonald's cup, you can save old milk jugs and cut them in half. There's a ton of different things that you are able to use As long as it can hold soil, you can plant some seeds in it. Number 2, potting soil or soil. So I was fortunate enough, I was able to purchase some potting soil and some seed starting mix. So I'll tell you why I chose both. So garden soil or regular potting soil, you'll put in the bottom 3/4 of your container, and then you'll fill the top quarter with the seed starting mix. This creates a good environment for your seed to thrive and start, and then as the seedling grows, it hits that regular potting soil and it has different nutrients for that plant to really take off and start developing. If you are not at a position where you can purchase soil, that is okay. Remember, Dollar Tree does have small bags of potting soil that you can go ahead and purchase and start a few pots or a few cups or a few containers that way. Or if you are unable to do that, you don't have a Dollar Tree near you, and all you have is the soil from your backyard, by all means, till it up, break it down, and aerate it a little bit as best you can with what tools you have, just so it's nice and loose, and plant your seeds in that soil in your container. Just get soil, and you can worry about quality and amending it later. The important thing is you're taking the step to start to grow your own food. Number 3, obviously you need seeds. So I have seeds from several different locations. While I am trying to convert over into heirloom, some of my seeds are not. And I've got them from several different locations. So I've got seeds from Baker Creek. I've got seeds from M.I. Gardner, which are the 2 top ones that kind of come to mind that I hear the most about in the homesteading community on YouTube. But I also have seeds from Walmart and Dollar Tree. So I'm not a picky snob. I understand the important work that M.I. Gardner and Baker Creek are doing, but sometimes I can't afford $3-4 a pack for seeds. So on some things I sacrificed and I went to Dollar Tree and I got some, or I went to Walmart and I was able to find them for $1 or so. So wherever you are able to find seeds, get your seeds. And later you can worry about the type of seed you are growing and experiment and learn and grow. But start where you're at and where you can afford. If you can afford a $1 pack from Walmart, go get that $1 pack. If you can afford 4 seed packs for $1 from Dollar Tree, go buy those 4 seed packs for $1 at Dollar Tree. If you can afford Baker Creek, by all means, go and get Baker Creek. Or check out M.I. Gardner. Once again, his are heirloom and are only 99 cents per pack. He does sell out quickly because he's pretty popular, but he's always worth a check out. So with that, get your seeds. Number 4, a way to water. So there's many different things that you can use to water. As you can see, I've got a few things back here. You can use just an extra solo cup if you're planting with solo cups. I happen to have this spray bottle, so I'm using the spray bottle. And then to make things a little bit easier, I spent $2 at Walmart and got just a little watering can. Isn't it so cute? I don't know what that was, but just find a way to water your plants. Nothing special required here, just a container to move the water from the faucet to the seedling. Number 5, light. So when you start seeds, you don't necessarily need light right away, so you have a little bit of time to kind of figure that out. There are 2 ways that you can get light: natural light from a window or a greenhouse, or artificial light from a bulb. I am now fortunate enough to own a greenhouse, and my windows, I do have plenty of big windows, as you can see up front there. It's a nice big window, and then in the dining room, I have a big bay window that has like a little ledge to it. They just don't, the bay window with the ledge doesn't get enough sun, and the front window, there's just not a place to put it. And so I can scoot the shelves closer, but that honestly would just encourage my cats to jump up there and damage my seeds more. It's a trick right now to keep them off of my seed tower. So there we go. So I've resorted to artificial. So these 2 bulbs here I got from Menards. They were in a 2-pack for like $3, and is just something quick and easy I was able to afford to put in. I had the light extension cords already from IKEA. They weren't that expensive either. And so you can go that route. But thanks to the Homesteaders of America, the new series they're doing, Grow Your Own Food, I was able to learn that there's a shop light at Walmart for like 20 bucks that is more than sufficient for growing your seeds. So for this shelf over here, there you can see, I'm going to pick up a couple of those and hook it up to where I have lights on the shelf. And fairly inexpensive, 20 bucks, I can afford that. Just pick up a couple overtime shifts. And right now that's not hard to do since I work in healthcare. So I will get that set up, and then that'll take care of my light situation. Now, if I was not able to afford the lights, I would just move this shelf here in front of my window and work with what I've got and use these two bulbs here because I was able to afford those. So wherever you are with whatever you're doing, just start. And with that, that's step number 5. Now we've gone over the 5 things that you need to get started. I'm gonna cut in and I'm gonna show you how I actually got my seeds started. How I filled the trays with the soil, how I got the seeds planted, how I labeled them, and then how I got them set up on the shelf. I'll catch up with y'all at the end. Okay, so here I'm filling in each cell in the tray with general or regular potting soil. I will fill the cells up about 3/4 of the way with this soil. Once I've done that, I'll go ahead and get a seed starting mix soil and fill up the rest of the way with the cell. This provides a good environment for the seed to get started, and then regular soil and nutrients for when the plant starts to grow and get established. One tip that I will let you know is please make sure to pack the soil in just a little bit. I had a lot of displacement when I went to water this. Also, make sure that these are nice and moist before you get the seeds in them. Okay, so here we're getting the seeds planted. I've already gotten a couple of rows done here. As you can see, I just put a divot in the soil and I'm plopping 2 seeds in each cell. I'm doing 2 seeds to err on the side of caution in case a seed does not germinate, but 1 seed is perfectly fine. Pro tip, make sure the soil is moist and damp before you start putting the seeds in. Otherwise, when you go to water it at the end, your seeds can be displaced and it can be a mess. Trust me on this one. So as I just go through here, I finish up putting the seeds in. I water with a mister afterwards. You just want to make sure that everything is nice and moist for the seeds to get started in, and you don't want to let them dry out. The popsicle sticks are used to keep track of what seeds are in each cell. Normally I would have them already labeled, but I lost my marker and I couldn't find it, so I kept the seed packets down here in the bottom corner in order so I can go back later and add in the proper labels for each cell. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you're able to learn something, and hopefully you're able to feel confident enough to go and start seeds, and I was able to answer a decent amount of your questions. And with that, I just encourage you all to just get started. Any questions at all, please leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to try and answer them. And I look forward to seeing everyone's gardens this year. Take care, guys. Bye.